is a lesson on how to remove your weaving from the loom. I've done a short weaving piece, and I'm going to pull it down to the center and make sure I beat my fibers up really tightly. Then I'm going to take my loom and turn it over. If I have a full loom with lots of strings on it, you definitely want to do this one at a time. So cut the string that goes crisscross and get rid of that knot out of your way. And then you're going to cut one string on either end. So I'll pick this side and I'll cut this string. Now I'm going to have two strings that I need to tie together. I'm going to tie them like I start my sneakers by crisscrossing into an X and then taking the bottom one and go up through the top loop and pull my string really tight. Okay. Then I need to do that again. So I'll crisscross the strings and pull the bottom, pull it over the top through the loop and tighten it. Do that again. Pull it over and tighten it. Also, if you don't take all the strings off the loop once, you won't pull the strings out by accident. Now I have this side tied off. Later I can decide if I want to cut these strings shorter, but right now I'm going to find these two, and I'm going to follow them back. So one of them's already cut. I'm going to cut the one that's right next to it, right in the middle. If I cut it too close to the end, I won't have enough string to tie. So sometimes there's an extra one. You're going to take these two and do the same thing. Tie them. One, pull it tightly. Two, three. On the last knot, make sure you tug it real tight. Now turn it over and cut the next one in line. Turn your loom back over again and find the next pair that need to come together. Tie the knots. One, two. Sometimes having too long of a string is not good either. Three. Nice and tight on the last one. I have those two done. I need a partner for this one, so I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to cut the next one. Since there's only two left, I'm going to cut those. So when you get down to the end, but don't let it look like spaghetti in front of you. Spread it out so that you know which pair of strings needs to be tied. I have two knots on this side. Get those out of my way. I'm going to cut them shorter so they're not in my way. If you want to tie this around your wrist or something, you shouldn't cut it too short. Now look, if I pull on these right now, I can pull them through, so you need to be careful once you get to the end that you don't pull those white strings out. One, two, three knots. I'm going to cut it off a little shorter so it's not in my way. Then I'm going to turn this over. Now I only have one knot tied so far on this side. Don't cut anything until you know that the knot is tied, because if these aren't tied, they will pull out. One, two, three. Now my last pair. One, two, three. Nice and tight on the last one. I'm going to give these white ones a little trim. Now I don't want all of this yarn showing, so I'm going to lift it up, hold my scissors nice and flat, and cut it off. Lift it up, trim it off. Lift it up, trim it off. Now turn it to the other side. Lift those up. If you hold your scissors flat with the surface of your weaving, you can cut them up very closely and you won't even know they were there. Just be careful you don't cut your white string off. Now my weaving is done. Oh, there we go.